Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. If you're new to this channel, my name is Kachi and I do DIY videos on natural skincare. Please click on the red button below to subscribe to my YouTube channel. In my last video, I promised to do a tutorial on how to make your very own hot pressed coconut oil. So let's get to it immediately. Before we get to it, I'm sure you're wondering what I mean by hot pressed coconut oil. So I'm going to explain to you what I mean by hot pressed coconut oil, because there are two types of oil, hot and cold pressed coconut oil. So I'm going to explain the difference between both of them, and I'm also going to list out a few benefits of coconut oil on your hair and your skin. Now in Nigeria, getting coconut oil is pretty expensive, and you may end up, buying a costly one and then it will end up being adulterated. I know. It's very, very annoying, and that is why you're going to learn how to make your own coconut oil, and the steps are pretty easy to follow. So I've broken my coconut and I cut it in bits and pieces, as you can see in the picture. Because of its quantity, I had to make use of a professional grinder at the market, but for smaller quantities you can make use of your blender or your food processor. I'm adding a cup of water into my grinded coconut, and I'm going to stir with my hands, just to mix in the water with my blended coconut, before I put it through a filter. So there are two types of filters for this one basically, but nope, that's not what we want to use. We want to make use of the cheesecloth. The only thing that's going to pass through this is your milk. Nothing, no particle, nothing is going to pass through this. I actually got this from the market, and yeah, it's really nice and it's going to do the job perfectly. So I'm going to put my cheesecloth, or my pap filter as it is called in Nigeria. I'm going to put it over and place it very well, and then I'll pour in my blended coconut into the cheesecloth. And wow, I'm making a terrible mess, but you pour the whole thing in. Make sure you pour it straight into the filter, so you don't allow the thing pour into your bowl, and then you squeeze away. As you can see, you can only see the milk coming out, only the milk. There's no space for chaff and anything. Everything is coming out the way it's supposed to be. Do me a favor, while squeezing, squeeze with all your might. We don't want any milk left behind, so squeeze really, really, really hard. You should eat well before you do this, so you will have the energy to squeeze. So squeeze it very, very hard. So this is my coconut chaff after my first squeeze. I'm adding a cup of warm water, and I'm going to squeeze it and put it through a filter. Again, I repeated this for 3 times until my water became clear. So this is my coconut milk in a bowl, and you can see it like clearly. It's everything I squeezed out. That is it. That's my coconut chaff. I'll use that in my farm. It's great for growing crops. So I'm going to cover this and then keep it by the side. When the whole thing settles, the milk will be on top. If this coconut has a lot of oil in it, you see oil in the middle, and then below you will see water. So let's just wait for it to settle. So this is the coconut milk. The first layer is the coconut milk, the second layer is the oil, and then the third layer is water. But I left this for 4 hours. I'm just going to scoop out the milk. I am sure it's going to get mixed up with the oil because it didn't stay for long. So I'm going to scoop it out, and then I'm going to put it in a pot and boil. So after scooping and scooping and scooping, this is all that is left. That is the water. Like, it's just water, not milk, not coconut milk water, just water. Now this is my coconut milk that I'm going to put on the fire. So it's only been a few minutes and the coconut milk is already bubbling. So I'm using a wooden spoon to turn it, so it doesn't become lumpy. So I'll stir occasionally to avoid it from getting lumps. So after a few more minutes, the oil has formed. But then if you look, you notice that the coconut milk has thickened. And if yours is like that, don't panic. I'll tell you what to do. So you turn your coconut oil into a container. Then in the pot where you have the thickened milk, you add cold water into it, and then you turn. Using a bowl, you put your cheesecloth over it. You put it carefully, and then you take your pot of thickened milk that you've mixed with water, and then you turn it in. You are going to repeat the same step you used the first time, which is you gather it together and then you squeeze. You have to be careful because it's quite hot, so you squeeze out the water and then you throw away the chaff. And this is what the water will look like, and then the chaff. So you put it back on fire and begin to boil again. After 15 to 20 minutes, it turned back into oil, and then I transferred it back into my cup. Even though some persons might think it's too little, but then every drop of oil counts. So this is my coconut oil. It doesn't really look like carrot juice. I think the camera is making it look weird. It's actually a very light color, like very light orange. So this is it. It's really easy to make, super easy to make, and then it makes your house smell all coconutty and heavenly. Thank you for watching this video. If you loved it, please give it a thumbs up and subscribe to my channel. If you'll be trying this DIY, don't forget to drop your comments on your experience on the comment section down below. Thanks guys for watching this video. Love you all. See you soon, and mwah.